I'd like to talk a little bit about the suffering young adults and teens. Now, what I'm referring to hasn't been given a political name as of yet, but essentially it is the feeling amongst young people that they should have what their parents have now. The problem here is you have young people who are just starting off in life and they see their parents with homes, cars, luxuries and things and money that they themselves don't have. Then you have this sense of resentment that kicks in, that somehow they deserve these things too. Well, the truth is yes and no. The truth is, yes, if you want those things, you can get them. And no, you don't deserve it without action on your part. The part that you have to take action on is you got to get a job. You got to do the things that your parents did to get to that point in life. To expect a handout to appear or expect it just to magically show up on your doorstep. You know, my first car, I worked hard to get that car. It wasn't just handed to me by my parents. And now I hear stories of kids getting vehicles for free. They just get handed one. Similar stories I've heard for houses even. So, what's my point? Well, my point is life has a natural order to it. And when you're young, you go through a period of growth as a young adult. You're free from your parents. You're able to work. You're able to leave when you want to leave. See who you want to see and make as many mistakes as you want to make. And time passes. And then what happens is you end up getting a job to pay for some of these things. And then you start wanting to get a place of your own. And that takes even more time in way of work and education to get work or whatever. And then that takes more time. Then you get a wife, and you and your wife live together, struggle, you raise kids, it costs you money, it takes time, but all this time you're still working on your jobs, working on your careers, working on your job or jobs, and working on the kids and trying to make the ends meet, and eventually you get to the point of a stability where you have all these nice things. And around this time your kid's old enough to look around and say, look at all the nice things my mom and dad have. I want that, but I want it now. What they don't realize is that mom and dad went through a long period without those nice things. And did struggle. So some people never stop struggling for their whole lives. What is a side effect of getting something that your parents had to spend a large amount of time struggling for, you get for free? There's an old saying, and it's actually rather accurate. Something given freely has no value. If you get a car for free, you're not going to be really emotionally connected to taking care of that car. If you get an education for free, you're really not going to be interested in how much effort you put in that education. You have to recognize that what you're getting, if you get something free, you have to recognize it's a gift, it's an exception, and value it for that purpose. But it's very hard to do. Sometimes you just come into the assumption, well, that's what I deserved. And then you come by and you waste it, and you come back and say, I want another one. This is the problem with people, specifically young individuals. Now, this problem is actually reflected, if you think about it, with some older people, especially on the liberal side, who feel everybody in society should have universal health care. You should have universal health care, universal housing, universal this, universal that, universal the other thing. Give it all out for free. Money, 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 money. Well, again, it's something given for free has no value. People receive it, and they start to just expect it. I have a right to this. I have a right to that. I have a right to a house. I have a right to health care. I have a right to this. I fill in the blank with whatever thing is given to them for free. Same problem happens with young adults who are just learning and getting their feet underneath them. It's tough. I recognize it's tough. I'm not saying they're bad people for wanting to get things easier. Everyone wants that. I would love to have a millionaire show up in front of my door and offer me money. It's not going to happen, So it's going to take some time to get things organized. Anyways, that's my ultimate comment about getting things for nothing and social growth. Thank you. Have a good day.